billion shillings annually to corruption, while Transparency International ranked the Pearl of Africa in the 143rd position out of the 183 countries surveyed. These shocking statistics paint an ugly picture that what used to be the darling to the donors is rather turning into a blacklisted country by the development partners as more and more suspend their donor support.
I can confirm that the German government has suspended budgetary support to Uganda, and that is in view of the financial mismanagement by some individuals at the office of the Prime Minister.
As Ugandans prepare to feel the impact of the cuts, there's a growing feeling from the public that despite instituting anti-corruption bodies and legislative frameworks, the government has not adequately addressed corruption.
That corruption cannot be fought by the government, it cannot be fought by the courts because the courts wait for evidence, and the corrupt system does not bring the evidence to the judges, so they cannot convict anybody without proper evidence.
Vegans from different quarters are now pointing at the anti-corruption government agencies, including the Criminal Investigations Directorate, the Directorate of Public Prosecution, and the Inspectorate of Government. According to records from the Anti-Corruption Court, as of September 2012, 87 cases had been concluded, and out of these, 40 cases resulted in 2 convictions, translating into a 46% conviction. With such statistics, the DPP Richard Butera feels that public criticism that his officers failed to bring the corrupt to book is simply unfair.
We have had people convicted. We have had people stopped from being employed by government, by court orders, ordered not to be employed in government for over 10 years. These court orders are there, and I think they are useful lessons.
Yet he expresses concerns that the fight against corruption should not be perceived from the prosecution of the suspects, but rather from prevention.
We need to look at the regulations, the management of public funds, the release of public funds, and prevent the corruption at that level.
On several occasions, the Inspectorate of Government has been put on spot for losing big cases like the Chogam case, where Ministers Sam Kutesa, John Nasasira, and Mwesigwa Rukutana were exonerated from allegedly causing financial loss of 14 billion shillings ahead of the meeting.
My experience of seeing cases prosecuted is you win some and you lose some. In any institution where you are prosecuting, you win some cases and you lose some cases. It is unfortunate that this one was lost. It is one of those that we lost.
The IGG's conviction rate as for the period of January to June 2012, according to the anti-corruption records, stands at 44%, which according to Mulyagonja is fair, although it needs to be improved. One of the key challenges while prosecuting corruption scandals is the lack of a system of protection of key witnesses who risk their lives and jobs, an issue which she says has contributed to some acquittals.
You ask a civil servant to testify against a minister who is still in office. What do you expect the result to be?
Other issues that have been cited include the lengthy period of prosecution that has left some key witnesses compromised, not to mention lack of sufficient funds to follow investigations to the T. Messages like this one, end theft now, enough is enough to corruption, as posted on different websites and across the social media, is a clear indication of the growing demand to put an end to corruption. But as government anti-corruption watchdogs continue with the hunt for the suspects, the responsibility of fighting graft shouldn't only be left to government, but also its citizens. Sserwanja, NTV.